Like our other programming, Literary Arts has had a lot going on for the last 6 months. We've continued to host successful events and classes on campus and online, and deepened our offerings to meet the interest in our literary program. In spring, dozens of folks attended our Troublesome Creek Writers Retreats, one led by Silas House and one by me. Writers gathered for a weekend of fellowship and creating, and registration is open for our fall retreats, which will be led by Willie Carver and Annette Sanook Clapsaddle. A new initiative that offers more free programming to our adult writers and brings more people to campus is our quarterly write-ins. Once a season, anyone can come to campus and either work independently on their own project or gather for a bunch of prompts to start some new work. Between 10 and 14 attended the summer and autumn write-ins in June and September. They're a good way to utilize the newly available spaces here in the Opportunity Center, and they always coincide with a gather and grow, so the writers can then stay for supper and music with the community. I'm happy that for each write-in, there were multiple local writers who were new to the Settlement School's literary programming. In June, we had our 4th Ironwood Writer Studio. 15 students from across Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina, and West Virginia spent a week on campus exploring writing and building a creative community of their peers. During the week, we had good cross-programming participation as Sarah Kate called the square dance, Maria taught paper marbling, and Rebecca and Andy taught the students how to make pickles at the farmer's market. We're happy to continue partnering with our funder, the James Baker Hall Foundation, to support Ironwood and other young writers initiatives. I was happy to interview Joy Priest and Gwen Akers for the Hindmancast podcast about their experiences at Ironwood and why programs like this are so important for young creative people in the region. I'm happy to say that we've hired Clay Spencer as our youth outreach coordinator to help expand the reach of our young writers programming throughout the region. Clay is a Southeast Kentucky native who's been participating in our writing community here for years. He served as a counselor mentor at this year's Ironwood, and we're excited for the work that he'll do bringing more young writers into our programming, and Clay begins work early this October. We held the 48th Appalachian Writers Workshop with our largest group ever. Over 100 writers were on campus for the week, and we were happy to use the new spaces in the Opportunity Center for classes, as well as add a second dining space on the ground floor of the Mullins Center where our offices used to be. This helped alleviate a lot of congestion in the dining hall at mealtimes and was very well received. Plans are underway not only for next year's Writers' Workshop, but also for the big 50th anniversary in 2027. A big development is our new partnership with Ohio University Press. After University Press of Kentucky disbanded the Fireside Industries imprint, we're happy to have found a new home at Ohio University with their Swallow imprint. I'll be series editor for the Heinemann Seedbed series under this imprint. The series will focus on publishing work by writers affiliated with our literary community. Marion Worthington and I are working to edit an anthology to celebrate the 50th Writers' Workshop, which is due to be in hand during the 2027 workshop. In the gap left by the discontinued Fireside Chats, our new book club has continued to promote and explore various regional writers with a discussion of Perfect Black by Crystal Wilkinson and Kettle Bottom by Diane Gilliam. Our next book club discussion will be Have You Had Enough Darkness Yet by late West Virginia Poet Laureate Irene McKinney, copies of which were provided for free to participants by a donation from Doug Van Gundy. We continued promoting the Flood anthology, Troublesome Rising, with a reading of multiple contributors at City Lights Bookstore in Sylva, North Carolina in April. And we were invited to attend a forum about the book at the Second Presbyterian Church in Lexington in September. In July, we released the next edition of the companion website, which includes writing, photography, film, and song by 32 people from across the region. Issue 3 of Untelling came out during the summer, publishing the work of 41 writers and artists from across Central Appalachia and beyond. Submissions just closed for the winter issue, and we had 159 people send in 605 pieces of work. So issue 4 will definitely be good. I was accepted into RUX, the Rural Urban Exchange Program, which is a statewide organization that strives to bring people together from various regions and sectors so they can learn more about the state and the work being done. We had our summer weekend intensives in Campbellsville, Moorhead, and Pennyrile, and there's some great opportunities to work with various people and organizations. I'm excited that several people in my RUX cohort will be presenting at or attending this December's Winterboro Literary and Arts Conference. I was honored to be invited to participate in Women of Appalachia Project reading at Eastern Tennessee State University in May. Josh and I were interviewed by Nima Avashia for an article she's developing about the importance of the Appalachian Writers Workshop for Salvation South. And I've been invited to write a chapter about Heineman's history and cultural importance for the Oxford Encyclopedia's forthcoming book about Appalachia. To help represent the Settlement School, promote Appalachian literature, or learn about new writers in our area, I set up a table at the Cumberland Gap Folk Fest in Tennessee, interviewed with Tanya Nagel for the Appalachian Authors Podcast for Appalachian State University, and was a guest on the Wayward Writers Podcast. I attended La Voz Latinx Poetry Open Mic at the Carnegie Center, attended the virtual Big Ideas Festival, and interviewed local writer Mandy Fugit Scheffel on WMMT Radio about her new memoir.